Hello, friends and foes, fays and fiends, and welcome to Quests and Chaos. My name is Alondra Heilman, aka Lady Bedivere, and it is spooky season! Woo! Tonight we will be starting our short shot of Vaesen, a Nordic folk horror game published by Free League, but our structure for this evening is going to be a little bit different, which I will explain after we get through some announcements. Maybe after we get through some announcements.
This is the scariest part.
Sometimes it takes a minute for the remote to wake up.
It has to wake up.
Announcements. If we reach 100% of our tavern upkeep in October, we will give away the Tales of the Valiant starter set that we have been desperately trying to give away to anyone since June. We cannot give things away until we reach 100% of tavern upkeep. Please consider helping us. More on that in a moment. If we reach 125%, more cool things will happen.
What?
But you have to get us there. In order to find out what, I'm going to go ahead and commit. It's spooky season. If we get to 150% of our tavern upkeep by the end of October, we will roll a giveaway and I will run a custom one-shot for you and some of your friends if you win. Thomas, you can write that down. Only if we reach 150% though. Right. So step it up. The Book of Inspiration is back. The boy. You can see it may be on the shelf behind Cal. The boy. At the end of every session, any unused bits that we have been gifted will be banked into the boy, and when 25 of them accumulate, it will trigger a giveaway of a TTRPG book or starter set. I believe we currently have 10 in the boy. I will confirm that when I get to the slide where I wrote it down. But that means another 15, we will be triggering a giveaway from there. Now, I am making these announcements currently live on Twitch, but odds are when you hear me making these announcements, you are probably watching this later on YouTube or listening to us in the Quests and Chaos podcast feed. If you are currently watching this on YouTube, I would really appreciate it if you would like that video and leave us a comment. Tell us your favorite part of the game. Tell us your favorite character. Yell spooky facts at me. If you are listening to this on your podcatcher of choice, please leave us a rating. A bunch of podcatchers also allow comments now, which is horrifying, and I hate it, but if you want to leave us a comment, too, on this episode, go to town. We probably won't see it because they're not banked well.
Yes.
But we'd love it if you could leave us a rating. This is one of the best ways that you can help us get more listeners and more viewers, which in turn helps us make more of these shows. Woo-hoo! Everybody wins. We talk a lot about the tavern upkeep and how it relates to the bits that come in live on Twitch. However, did you know you can also contribute to the tavern upkeep and give us bits even if you do not watch us live?
What?
You can join our Patreon. They're not even getting paid for this. They're doing this out of their own goodwill. Every tier of our Patreon has a certain number of cards/coins, depending on the system we're using, that you can distribute at the beginning of each month to the shows of your choosing.
Mine.
Plus, yeah, Dane's in some.
Yeah.
Red's in some.
Yeah.
Cal's in some.
Yeah.
Hopefully Emmanuel's going to be in more.
Yeah.
Subscribe today to find out.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Very nice.
In addition, you get access to our behind-the-scenes After Darks, which is where we chat about the session we just played and sometimes go on extremely deep dive rants, like niche nerdy stuff, like why starter sets need developmental layout editors, which
And I
was
write poems.
what Sam and I did a few while ago. Dane sometimes writes poems and shows us very cool lower half garmentry.
The era of crazy pants is done.
Oh, is that over?
The
I'm so
era
sorry.
of haikus has begun.
Yes, there are many haikus that happen in the After Dark. But yeah, and so many more things. Sometimes I go on incredibly nerdy rants about D&D modules and which ones you should and shouldn't run for your table.
I'd listen to that.
Lastly, my personal appeal, because I famously do the shortest intros, but it's spooky season, so I'm taking some extra time at the top of this one. If you like the shows we are creating, tell us that in a comment on our socials. If you want us to play more of a particular system that maybe we tried during Starter Set Summer School or that we haven't come back to in a while, tell us that in a comment on our socials. If you have a suggestion for a TTRPG system or a board game that you'd like us to try, tell us that in a comment on our socials. Knowing what we enjoy and what you enjoy helps us pick our programming, and while we do truly love our Discord community, it is behind a closed door, and engagement on our socials actually helps us get more people into that community and gets more eyes and more ears on our content. So please tell a friend, leave a comment on our socials. We've got most of the big ones. And if you can't find us, you can go to questsandchaos.com and you can probably find one of those handy dandy bars that'll direct you to all of them. Almost done, I promise. Our tavern upkeep is at 50% because it's the first game of the month. Only that 2 more times, and you can unlock a raffle for a one-shot with me.
Wow!
For 200%, I won't run a one-shot, which some people might be very into. And we do have 10 coins in the boy. I'm going to announce our Patreon bits. However, because tonight is going to be structured a little differently, we are probably not going to use any bits tonight, so these will roll over to next week. Starting next week, when we are playing in normal story mode, the boy will come back into effect and any unused bits will get banked in at the end. Because we're not even using them, I don't even have them with me, so I'm not going to throw them at you today. Save it, hold it in your heart. I will throw them at you next week. But we do have, in waiting for next week, 3 coins from Cheesecake Fries for me.
Ah, yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, very good.
2 coins from Red Dead Coquette, 1 to all of you. And 1 to me.
What?
Beautiful.
2 coins from our lovely, lovely Pooja, who told me I could choose where they went, which was dangerous. So I decided to benevolently split it. 1 for you, 1 for me.
Our kind of benevolent GM.
Yeah. And then 3 coins from Duke Fleeg for all of you.
Thank you, Your Grace.
You do.
So for those of you playing along at home, the players will have 5 starting next week. I will also have 5 starting next week, and we will talk a little more about what those are going to do mechanically, basically right now. Because what we are doing this evening is something we haven't done. I think the last time we actually did this on camera was probably for Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
I think so.
Back a couple summers ago. The first half of this episode is just going to be a little casual. How do we play this game? What is this game and how do we play it? And we're going to finish building out our character sheets. And then for the second half, we're going to get into some character work. Vaesen is a very cool game. Let me hold up the book, do the fancy Vaesen. This is Vaesen.
How cuddly.
Yeah, it's really fun. This is a really beautiful book. It is based on the work of Swedish illustrator and author Johan Egerkrans. His work is gorgeous. I am about to spend so much money that I don't have buying art prints of some of these surprising characters. It is really beautiful. But he created this entire book that was like a field guide to the Vaesen of the Mythic North. And then some folks were like, could we make this into a game? And he was like, yes, please do.
That's amazing.
Love it.
And so it turned into the game Vaesen. And it is Nordic folk horror. This exists in the world of the Mythic North. The Mythic North is a version of the sort of Scandinavian northern peninsula area of Europe, sometime in the 1800s, all of the 1800s, kind of simultaneously at once. It exists outside of our time and space, but has some certain familiarities. And in this world, there are creatures. There are Vaesen. Creatures that are secret, that stay hidden from most humans. If they reveal themselves, it is by choice. They often conceal themselves. Some interact with the humans, some do not. Some are truly wicked, and some are just tricksters. But all of these creatures exist in this land. And where our game and our story comes in is those who are gifted with the sight. The sight sometimes comes about through a great trauma, sometimes through an accident of birth, sometimes through a strange supernatural encounter. But if your sight is unlocked, it allows you to see the Vaesen, even under conditions under which they would otherwise be concealed. And that is what brings us and our characters together. All of our characters are what is known as Thursday's children, who are possessors of the sight. And for whatever reasons, as we will explore as we get into character creation, they have decided to use that sight to research to hunt, to explore the Vaesen, to try to better the world in which they live in this strange supernatural way that they have access to. Because, let's be real, the world is hard enough without the added layer of the supernatural. And this is just one way that they can contribute back to that. Before we get too deep into our characters, let's just talk a little bit about the game structure and the game system. Because that's a good thing. We've been playing a lot of starter sets over the summer. If you're new here for some reason, if you're watching this for the first time, hello, welcome. We just did several months of starter set summer school where we exclusively played through starter sets and quick starts for systems that we mostly had never played before. It was very, very fun and very, very crazy in some cases. I am not in the right PDF. I want the shorter version. It's going to be a lot easier to go through.
A lot of Control F trying to look through the long one.
Yeah. So, the long one is great. It has a lot of really delicious backstory that I'm sure I'll use because I am a folklore junkie, and so this is very much my jam. But I just want to talk a little bit about the system, because sometimes as we've played through the starter sets, we've been learning as we go, and that is still going to be the case here. But let's just start everybody off on a footing of knowing what we're talking about. Trying to find the specific. So, because I'm in the wrong. I have to get past all of the character stuff because we're not there yet. Vaesen is, if I recall correctly, it is based on a system called the Year Zero system, for those of you who may be familiar with that. But it entirely functions off of a pool of D6s. All you need is D6s, and D6s are all you need, which is great because it means you don't have to buy any special stuff to play this game. You can go raid your Yahtzee set. You get the rule book, obviously. But you can play with this. Your sixes are successes. And so everything you do with your stats is about building up your dice pool to have as many dice to roll as possible to better your odds of success. Because the more dice you can roll, statistically, the higher the probability that you are going to roll sixes. You'll see as we get into character creation, the way stats work is you have your your abilities, I think it is, abilities and your skills. Abilities would be like your top level. If we were talking D&D, that's your traditional stat array. I believe there's
attributes.
Attributes. Thank you. I was like,
Physique,
it's
physique, precision, logic, and empathy.
yes. Thank you. I was like, I knew it started with an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, attributes. So you have 4 attributes: physique, precision, logic, and empathy. And then under each of those, you have a series of skills. I think it is 3 skills per attribute.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's all you need. And the way you start to determine your dice pool is by adding your attribute score and your skill score. And that is your starting number of your pool. And then there are other cool things that you can do to increase it. There are ways of taking help actions. Some of you, depending on your archetype playbook that you're using, might have bonuses to certain things. Like I know, for example, there is a talent that the doctor can take that gives them, I believe, an automatic bonus to a medicine roll. Things like that, so there's things that you can do to increase your scores. There's things you can do to help each other, which is good because this is a harsh and cold world where even when you are not immediately facing down the Vaesen, success is not the expected. Like, success is hard. You have to work for it, and sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get it. There is a push roll system in here, if anyone's familiar with like Delta Green, Call of Cthulhu, specifically Call of Cthulhu has pushed rolls. There is a way to push a roll, but you always suffer a consequence for pushing a roll.
Ooh.
It varies what it might be, but it does always.
You stub your toe.
Where is it? It's a condition. So there are also conditions in this game. Conditions are dangerous. They cause detrimental effects. So if you push a roll, you will take a condition. except in very specific circumstances, I believe, where you like succeed so exponentially that it's just like, well, that's just mean. Like in a lot of systems, there are active and passive roles. There are opposed roles. Everything is on a difficulty of 1 to 3, just to make it really easy. There is a normal difficulty as a 1, challenging as a 2, difficult as a 3. And that usually indicates how many successes you need to achieve.
Oh.
So if you're trying to perform a normal, I need to climb over that rusty fence. That's probably a normal difficulty for most of you. So it's like, great, I need you to roll your agility physique roll, and I need you to get at least 1/6. Very straightforward. Versus difficult might be like, I need to close the portal using this spell book. It's a language I can't read. Okay.
So it's the number of 6s that you need to roll. So if it's very difficult, you need to roll 3 6s. If it's medium difficulty, it's 2 6s.
I believe that is generally the case. I've been trying to double check because I think there are. I did a lot of reading last week while I was laying on my back and couldn't move. And there are certain instances where things will adjust the number of successes, but generally it's a 1 through 3, which makes sense because frequently your pool is only going to be maybe 3 dice at max.
Got it.
Unless you have all of these other assistances that are going to make that higher. I'm looking at all my delightful little cheats on the back of this. I should hold this up because nobody can see.
So pretty.
I have this beautiful GM screen that has all of my little.
I want to be her.
Yes, this is one of the Vaesen. I believe it's Sjorn. I have to double check.
She's going to help us, right?
She is definitely there to help.
She's a helper.
For those of you who are watching,
order if we see her.
Those of you who are watching the video, as the little promos in the corner circle around, you will probably be able to see this same image. It's the one that's on the back of the overlay. But yes, generally it's a scale of 1 to 3 for success. Opposed rolls are more successes than your opponent.
Okay.
So, depending on the difficulty of what you were trying to do, how much they have in their pool, how much you have in your pool. I think there's a great example in here. I'm trying to see. Yeah. So, this is an example of an opposed roll where a player is trying to snatch something away from an NPC. The game master says you have to make an opposed roll. The player will roll for agility, while the NPC is going to roll for close combat. They each get successes, and it's a compromise
Got it.
because they tied. There's another example in one of the books of trying to rush past someone in a doorway. It's a normal difficulty, so you get a 1, you technically succeed, but he's a big guy, so he gets a bonus die. He rolls 2 successes, so he just, nothing necessarily bad happens, but you are not able to get past.
Yeah.
He just blocks the door, right? Again, all of these are concepts that are very familiar to us. It's just learning the specifics of the system and the roles. And we're all going to be doing this. We will talk through this as we get into the actual play. But I thought it would be nice to just talk through it a little in advance as well. Another thing that will come up, like in minigames, physical stats, mental stats. And one thing that will come up, especially as you start to actively seek the Vaesen, is the fear mechanic. Every Vaesen has a fear value based on what they are / what they are doing, and things that are being affected or manipulated by the Vaesen may also have a fear value because of that supernatural influence. Fear values also function on a 1 through 3 scale. 1 is something that is scary, like a Vaesen or a bloody corpse. A fear value of 2 is something terrible, like a werewolf or a dead child. And 3 is unbearable, something like a mass grave or being tied up and subjected to some sort of torture. Again, these things scale, and depending on your character, your trauma, your secrets, you may have adaptation to some of these to be able to deal with them in different ways. There are also ways that you can help each other. This is also a very cool system. It is extremely story-based, which is my jam. So there are a lot of ways in which the way that you play the mystery, the modules in these are called mysteries, which is also truly delightful. Everything is a miniature mystery or quest to deal with a specific Vaesen. But as you're going through the mystery, the way in which you approach it, who you talk to, what you learn, how you are dealing with it, sometimes can give you advantages against the fear. If you've already talked to someone who has told you about like the secret of the old church, then when you run into the Kirkegrim, the church grim, maybe you're already kind of prepared for that and it lowers the fear because you already know it might be there. Things like that, which is a very cool way of, your choices matter. It's not just the dice. I mean, it is, but it's also not, which I really love. You cannot pet the church grim. Don't touch it.
Come on.
It is very cute. I'll find you a picture.
Let me see.
Let me see. I do have.
We want to pet the church grim.
What if that gives me a new trauma? Would you let me pet it?
Well, when you
take a
phrase it
trauma.
like that, now I feel like I should. Here's the. You may not be able to see it very well. This is the Kierkegaard.
Oh, so cute.
Look at those big eyes.
I'm gonna pet it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It'll bite your hand.
Yeah, great. I don't need that
That's
hand.
fine.
Have it.
If any of you have ever visited Edinburgh and know the story of Greyfriars Bobby, there are some who believe that Greyfriars Bobby is himself a church grim. He does not fulfill these specific rules. This is the other fun thing is I get to do this the entire game. So a church grim comes from lore. For those of you who are not familiar, a church grim, there was a traditional lore and practice that whenever a new churchyard was consecrated, because this is back in the day when the graveyard was always connected to the church and it was always consecrated ground, often a dog, but sometimes a cat, usually a dog though, would be killed, and would be buried in the churchyard. That'd be the first thing you bury in the churchyard because it was believed that then the spirit of that animal would guard and protect the churchyard from demons. And anybody with nefarious intent. It's a little bit morbid, as most of this folklore is going to be. Buckle in, this is a horror game.
I think this is probably going to be my favorite part, is just like hearing you
Yeah.
and your knowledge.
Absolutely geek
I'm
out on
so
this.
stoked for that.
Well, it's also really fun. Ren and I were talking about this beforehand, and she was saying, like, yeah, and if you need to fill time, you can just go off in the folklore. And I was like, I don't even have to. It's all in the book. This book is written by people who also are giant nerds and love this folklore and have gamified it in ways that don't make me angry. See the way vampires work in D&D, which is not correct. Anyway, that's the Carpathia expansion. We're not playing a mystery from that one.
So these vampires sparkle, right?
They dazzle you with how
like
quickly
dying.
they move. Anyway, but yeah, it's really it's really cool stuff. Anyway, that's I believe the basic overview of kind of what kind of system we are using. There is other stuff that we may get into more when it comes up. I'm going to be real. We're not going to go over combat right now because I need to go over it again.
Fair.
This is also one of those types of games that combat, there are often ways to not have to do combat.
And is it better to do so? Because combat is a bad idea?
It kind of depends on the situation,
Okay.
right? Like, sometimes you don't really have a choice. You're going to have to punch a guy. But there are, in many instances, there are multiple ways to accomplish the goal. That's the other cool thing that I love about this system is because it is very story-oriented, you don't have to do any particular thing anyway. Like, there are worlds in which you can fully just split up and everybody does their own thing and makes their own deals with their own people and you come back together. I was looking up other people who have run the specific mystery that I'm going to run you through starting next week, and there was one group that never even met the Vaesen.
Oh,
Interesting.
Like, the way in which they dealt with the problem, they just never even bothered encountering the Vaesen. They got to a point, they're like, that seems good enough for us. Peace. And they left the area. And it was a resolution. They technically, like, dealt with the problem.
By not dealing with the
on
problem.
a certain level. They dealt with a portion of the problem, and I love that. I love the way these things are constructed to really allow that sense of like, play it how you're going to play it. Like, you know, and again, this is, you'll see as we dive into character creation, which we're going to do momentarily here. This is also not necessarily a game where like the party has to all be in alignment. You don't necessarily all have to be like, there is one thing to do and there is one way to do it. There is a lot of room for moral gray area because everything here is gray in the cold winds of the north.
True.
And, you know, you're working with the information you have, which sometimes isn't all the information. Frequently isn't all the information. I realized I was looking at this and I was like, oh, this is a very me system because you're not going to trust a single NPC. But in this case, it's not because I'm running it. It's by design. Everybody has secrets, including all of you, as we're going to see when we get into character creation. Everybody has secrets. And even a successful roll doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to get all of those secrets. So you're going to have to use your best judgment or your best guess. Or just, you know, light everything on fire. Technically an option. Not necessarily the best one, but technically an option.
Wait, Nick's not here, is he?
Yeah. Our surprise guest player. But you didn't know that we were playing Traveler, where you can die in character creation. Got a whole separate cast waiting in the lobby. Okay.
If we die in the game, we die in real life.
Apparently.
Sorry, did you guys not get the memo? Only Emmanuel has immunity because it's his first time.
Yeah.
This is
in my
the contract.
What did I sign?
Contract.
Yeah, everyone's like, he got a contract?
You're getting paid?
Contracts
Let's move on to the next thing.
All right. So I think, if anybody has any questions, real quick, let's pause for a moment with that, and then let's jump into our character.
What's your favorite folklore?
What's my favorite? That's a very
that's a how
broad,
joke.
Actually,
That's a how joke.
broad question.
Actually, what is in your exploration of Vaesen?
Okay.
What is your favorite Vaesen you've come across?
Okay.
Oh, that's a better one.
Yeah, no,
ju-
that's fair. It is.
It's not that it's better.
Mine was a joke.
It's that it's more specific to respond to. I'm gonna see if I can find it. This was actually one of my struggles with picking.
Yes, and you.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
I appreciate it.
this was one of my struggles with picking which thing to run you guys through. Was that there were several of them where I just didn't think the mystery was mystery enough. I looked at it and I was like, if anybody knows anything about this creature, like in their normal day, you're gonna immediately be like, I know what's happening here. Go away. Like, I think.
Here's a bough of holly. I shake it above a cat. You've been
Done.
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 Oh,
I fixed the problem.
not. I think
Good cat. Yeah, thank you.
the one that I'm thinking.
My cats are very talkative.
I think must be from the. There's a specific image that I'm thinking of, and I think she's actually from the Britain and the Isles expansion. But from this main book, The Woodwife is super interesting.
Wife made of wood? I don't understand.
Midwood, yeah. She's if you were a Greek mythology kid, you would associate this maybe something along the lines of a nymph or a dryad, kind of in that family of things. She's very cool. All of the artwork, as I keep gushing, is amazing in this book, and there is a beautiful troll wife artwork too that is very, very good. But yeah, there's a lot of really fun. And again, they have made many expansions, and there's like a half dozen books that I have now read all of. If you really like this system, please tell us on our socials in public, and maybe we'll run some more Vaesen because I really want to run through the Season of Mystery and the Lost Mountain Saga that are more campaign oriented. They're very good. Okay. Yes, I too have lost many characters to Traveler character creation. Sorry, I'm doing a quick because we're in casual mode. I know I've been just doing a lot of talking, but I was doing a quick scan of the chat to see if anybody had fun questions in there that we should respond
Yay,
to.
chat.
Yay, chat. This is the most interaction you're going to get because we're going to get real deep into like horror mode next week. And so we're going to be not paying attention. But please talk amongst yourselves and ask questions in the chat because we will have Thomas collect them and put them in the slide deck for me in the After Dark during normal gameplay. Everybody's gonna pet the church, Grim. Okay, that's on you guys. I warned you. I told you. I told you what's happening there.
Church Grim are to be admired from afar.
Yeah, I will say it's not the worst thing for you to pet of all of the options in here. There's definitely don't pet the Kelpie. You will drown.
God, no.
We won't want to pet the kelp.
Don't pet the Kelpie. You'll drown.
Okay.
Cal immediately pets the
This
Kelpie.
is how Cal's gonna lose all of their characters.
We're not even in the part of the world with the Kelpie. That is also from the
Different character every session because you pet the thing.
That's why we have to do character creation, is because we have to roll up so many bags.
Which is very weird given the archetype that I chose.
That is very true. All right, let me get to the. Ooh, actually, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm going to redact what I just said. I'm going to read you guys this section because I think it's a really good setting of the tone, and then we will move into character creation. 6 principles. Vaesen is governed by 6 principles that can be drawn on for inspiration or used to define the benchmark for how the world should be portrayed and how its people and creatures ought to behave. These principles are 1. Vaesen are neither good nor evil. The creatures encountered have their own daily lives, their own dreams and plans. Some are cooperating with human locals, others are mischievous or downright murderous. Whatever the case, they always have a motive for their actions. 2. Nature is dark and dangerous. The player characters have homes and headquarters in the city where they feel safe. Nature is the unknown, the other, the different, and anything can happen in the dark woods and lonely mountains. No one will find you if you go missing. 3. Scandinavia is changing. The old Scandinavia is being swept away by industrialization, and the signs of this often violent shift are everywhere. Abandoned farms, paupers roaming the street, and confused Vaesen seeking their place in the new world of factories and engines. 4. Knowledge and cunning are the keys to success. The mysteries of Vaesen can rarely be solved with violence. Instead, you must use your abilities to study clues, contextualize the information you discover, and convince humans and Vaesen to share their secrets. 5. The journey is part of the goal. The mysteries are not merely problems to be solved or overcome. The whole point is to go through the story that emerges through the course of the game. Another important focus is each player's character journey, from naive and untrained youngster to seasoned, experienced, and likely scarred veteran. 6. You will not survive without each other. The player characters will face creatures, the mere sight of which can drive a person mad, and beasts that can kill a man with a single blow. The only way to survive is to stick together. The relationships are important, both to the story and for healing injuries that may occur throughout the game.
So they can heal injuries.
There is a healing mechanic
Okay.
for both physical and mental trauma. It is difficult. It's not like a fun and easy. You do not just take a nap and then wake up fine. If anything, you take a nap and possibly get visited by a mayor in your sleep, and then you wake up worse. Who knows?
I mean, therapy is hard.
It's true.
Very true.
And Freud and Jung and all of that haven't even happened yet. So I'm pretty sure therapy at this point in history is still just going to the bar.
Yeah.
All right. Creating your character. This has a very easy step-by-step process, which I'm just going to skim through. And then we're going to actually let other people talk a little bit as we kind of go around the table and we build out. I did ask everybody to come in today with an archetype already picked at least, but we haven't necessarily filled in all of the numerical stats and things. So creating your character, this is the process. You choose an archetype, an age, a name. You distribute your attribute points according to your age. You distribute points to your skills and resources, also according to your age. There are 3 age brackets. You are young, middle-aged, or elderly. Is it old? Young, middle-aged, and old. That give you slightly different spreads of your attributes. If you're younger, You have more attribute points but fewer skills. If you are old, you have fewer attribute points but you have more skills.
Okay.
Makes sense. So you distribute your attribute points, distribute your skill points, choose a talent, choose a motivation, choose a trauma, choose a dark secret, choose your relationships with the other PCs, roll for mementos, and choose your equipment. Some of this we will hand wave a little bit this evening, and we will fill in, we may fill in afterwards, just because it might involve passing around the book or another portion of the PDF. But let's start with this. Let's open this up for you guys to talk. Everybody has a name and an archetype, and I'm guessing most of you probably have a vague sense of your age. So let's start with that. I'm going to start... could put you on the spot, but I'm going to start with Dane.
Oh, sure.
The dangers of sitting on the edges of the tables.
I mean, I could really shake it up and just go down
Start in the middle.
That'd be
I
fun.
can roll a d4 if you want to make it truly.
That water bottle's going first.
Thomas,
Water
who's your
bottle.
character? Dane.
Yes.
What is your character's name? What is their archetype, and what age bracket are we going to put them in?
I will be playing Dr. Victor Coriander. He is a 37-year-old former Army doctor. What else did you ask?
Name, age, and archetype.
Yeah,
which you
there you
covered
go.
all.
So,
you're
yeah.
playing the doctor archetype.
I will be playing a doctor.
Victor Coriander. You have picked an age 37 that puts you solidly middle-aged, so you can note down that you will have 14 attribute points
Okay.
and 12 skill points.
Okay.
These will get distributed out.
Is Victor with a K or a C?
See,
Ooh. Very good question, though.
would it be more Scandinavian with a K? Put it in the chat. Chat, what's more Scandinavian, a C or a K?
Victor. It doesn't have to.
Nuclear vessels.
Yeah. To be fair, it does not have to. I should have specified that your characters do not have to be from Scandinavia or the Mythic North. If you want to come from another region and you've traveled, like I know Emmanuel is a traveler. So that is fine. I did appreciate that a bunch of you did lean into the very Scandi sounding names, though.
Oh, yeah.
Ren, why don't you tell us your name, archetype, and age?
All right. I am playing Signy Crab, who is a young vagabond. I put them at probably 17 to 18, maybe.
Perfect.
They're kind of, well, to borrow your word, scrungly.
Yes.
Kind of hard to tell. They could be an older-looking 15 or a young-looking 18.
Sure. Yeah, somewhere in
Is
that.
it Petey? Petey, is that you?
You're actually 47. But you've got
I look good for my age.
Chill check?
Oh
Oh my god. Hello, Bards of New York. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It's the Bards of New York.
No, it's so good to see you guys. We are just diving into some on-screen character creation for our spooky season game of Vaesen. So please hang out, stick around, ask questions in the chat. We're building out these characters, and then we're going to do some character creation chats and flashback scenes and stuff after our break. So please hang out. It's so good to see you guys. Sorry. So you are Signy Crab, the vagabond, the young vagabond. You are going to have 15 attribute points and 10 skill points.
That tracks.
You got a little bit of that raw attribute because you're a beeb, but you haven't banked as many skills yet because
Fair
you're
enough.
a beeb.
Because Beeb.
Cygnus last name?
Crab. Krabbe.
Now, is that K with a K or a C?
Crab.
Excellent. Cow. Your character's name, your age, and your archetype.
Yes. I will be playing Soren Alfson, who uses she, they, he pronouns. And they are middle-aged, and the archetype I'll be using is Hunter.
Wonderful. So being middle-aged, you are also going to have 14 attribute and 12 skill points. Breaking news from the control room. We are giving away a deck of inspiration right now in honor of our wonderful friends from Bards of New York rating in. Thank you so much. Hang out. Enter #chaos in the chat to enter, and then hang out for a little bit. I am guessing we will probably roll that giveaway once we get back from the break, which will happen after we do a little character creation. So stick around to win. #chaos in the chat. I will try to remind people of this sporadically.
Oh, that's how it's.
And thank you so much
Yes.
for joining us. Yeah.
Ciao.
And lastly, but never least, Emmanuel, your character's name, the archetype you were playing, and your age.
Richard Douglas, he, him. Archetype will be writer, and the age I was thinking was about 22.
Oh, okay. That would put you in the young category, which would be a 15 and a 10. Is that good for you?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
I love that. So we got a couple of young whippersnappers and a couple of slightly more seasoned
No olds.
veterans. We do not have any. That's okay. I get to play Linnea, who you may or may not run into. That is one of your contacts from the Society. We'll talk about that when we get into my next lore shtick. Linnea is if Rupert Giles was a terrifying, moderately insane, ancient hag-like woman, that's Linnea.
I love her already.
She actively chooses to live in an asylum because she does not think she is safe out in public.
I love her.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find her NPC portrait to show you guys. It is like truly just picture the most ancient little Russian grandma with the crazy eyes. That's Linnea.
Wait, safe in which way?
Yes, that's.
Love it.
She's not sure either. This is the chaos part of the Quests in Chaos. Thank you for joining us. All right. So we've got your attribute points. Let's go ahead and get some of this. I'm going in the order of this handy dandy cheat sheet that I have in the book. You have your 4 attributes: physique, precision, logic, and empathy. Each attribute has a number between 2 and 5. You may distribute points according to your age between your attributes. The minimum value is 2, and the maximum value is 4, except for the main attribute of your chosen archetype, which can max at 5 if you wish it to. I'm flipping to the archetypes to confirm. So for our...
You say the min and the max again.
The minimum is 2, and the maximum is 4.
Okay.
Your specialties, if you wish to max them up to 5, for the doctor, it would be logic. For the hunter, it would be precision. For the vagabond, it would be physique. And for the writer, it would be empathy.
Wow.
Wow, we got
Look
a
at
nice
us.
spread.
Wow. That was
Couldn't even
unintentional.
plan it.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Yes.
Fun fact, I almost
Good
just
answer.
gave you guys
Good
the
answer.
starter set, pre-gens, but then I was like, no, I want them to have a little more customization. And then I laughed because the pre-gen archetypes that are available are hunter, writer, vagabond, priest, and officer. So Dana,
You broke the
Dane broke the
pattern.
law.
I almost went occultist, but then I was like, I should probably play against type this time.
To be fair, I pulled up the this is the art for the hunter, and I did go, this is the most Cal character. I mean,
Yeah.
also the clothes, but I was like, this is the most Cal character.
I
I've
am
seen in a while.
somewhere between the two of them.
Yes.
Yes.
You're in the gutter of the book. the Venn diagram. You.
I'm deep in the gutter.
Anyway, so but yes, you may distribute your attribute points as you like.
I think I'm gonna max out my
within
special skill.
that.
I am as well.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
I'm putting a 2 for my special skills. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to do that.
You're an oddly unprecise doctor.
Illogical doctor.
A logical doctor.
Yeah.
I'll put this thumb right on your forehead.
It's it is the heroic age of medicine where you just kind of try things.
Yeah.
Sometimes
try
they
it
seem
out.
to work. You're not always sure why. You have figured out that if you dip your hands in water before sticking them into a guy, he seems to die less often. So that's good
The
news.
fact that humanity survived to the point where we figured out what germs were is kind of a miracle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god.
We're resilient. We're a resilient bunch.
We're hard to kill, relatively.
Carl Linnaeus, the historical figure, is also a fictionalized member of the society
fun.
in the world of Vaesen, which is very fun. I think that I would also be very tempted to make Joseph Lister one. Just have him running around and
From
being.
Listerine?
Yeah.
That's what Listerine's named after, Joseph Lister.
Really?
Who evolved germ theory. Technically, he worked on a lot of principles that had been discovered by physicians and midwives throughout the century. But since he was a dude, everybody named everything after him.
Right.
Funny how that works.
Still a very great guy. Look him up if you need a Wikipedia deep dive for tonight. Joseph Lister's a great option. So is Carl Linnaeus, to be fair.
The father of
or Church
taxonomy.
Grimm's. Whatever floats your fancy.
Quick question for
absolutely.
you. Observation, is that like perception in this game?
Not me.
Good question, because
Good
perception's
question.
always
Very
important.
good
Thank you, thank you.
Let's look at the skills and let me.
I was actually just going to ask that too.
So
I believe you.
observation is an empathy-based skill.
Yes.
When talking to another person or spending time in their presence, you can use observation to understand what they are thinking, feeling, or planning.
More
So
insight.
it's a little bit more like insight.
Okay. So investigation would be more.
Investigation would be more
Right.
of your.
I love that. That makes
Perception.
total sense.
Vigilance also is kind of a perception. That would be like if someone's trying to sneak up on you,
Sure.
things like that.
I think I'm. Yeah, that's gonna be my stat array.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do. My physique is gonna be 3. My precision is going to be 5, since that's my key attribute. My logic is going to be 4, and then my empathy is a 2.
That tracks. That
I
feels
don't
right.
care about that.
Completely tracks.
Great. Does everybody feel like you don't necessarily have to share aloud, but does everybody feel like they've kind of got their stat spread figured out for their
Wait, let me count.
attributes?
I think Victor's fairly
14.
sickly, so I'll be taking a 2 in physique, 4 in precision for surgery reasons, 5 in logic because I can, and a 3 in empathy because he's still a doctor.
Yeah. I did a 5 in physique because young Spry had to be pretty resilient to survive. 3 in precision, 3 in logic, and 4 in empathy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprisingly empathetic, that little vagabond.
Yeah. I did a 5 in physique because I have an idea. Precision is going to be a 2, logic is going to be a 3, and empathy is going to be a 5.
I think you can't take 2
I think
5s.
only one of them
You
can.
can't. You can't. You can only take your special skill.
Got it.
and use
Okay, in
to
that
a 5. So
case-
you can forward. You can take forward your physique as long as
Yeah.
that math works.
Yeah, 4 to
I did
physique
not-
and then 3 precision. Precision.
Yeah.
Is he going
Yes,
to write a
then again,
bodybuilding book?
No, but he is going to be a lot more hopeful than people expect.
I love
A
that.
little less of the nihilist.
Yeah,
like
it's going to
that.
be. Let's see how he ends up at the end of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on the little bit of backstory, I've talked to everybody with like tiny little bits of their character concepts. We're gonna get more into it later, but just based on a little bit I know, I think I like where this is going. I think this is very fun. Okay.
Came in with none ideas and had them all sitting at the table.
I love that.
Sometimes that's the other fun thing about doing this sort of group character build. I want everybody to come in with at least a little bit of an idea so that we could jump right into role playing. But sometimes the dice tell the story. Ren and Cal and I are in a game using a Cities Without Numbers system, and that is fully you just roll stats. You don't get to like pick or arrange. You just roll them and see what happens, and that very much changed the trajectory of some of my character ideas because I am stronger than I am dexterous, and that led to some interesting character choices.
Really did.
I feel like
Yeah.
another time. We're all very strong.
Yes. We're not going to do an after dark after this one because we're kind of open chatting. So it's okay if there's a little bit of drift. I just want to make sure that we get through all of this, just to be clear. Next thing we're going to do is do our skill points. There are 12 skills. Each of them has a value between 0 and 5. You may spend a number of points determined by your age, which you should all have written down. At the start of the game, you cannot have more than 2 in any skill, except for the main skill of your chosen archetype.
Yeah.
is-
Okay, so ranged combat would be mine.
What's the
Yes.
top then?
Your main skill is medicine.
Sure.
Because you're the doctor.
What's
Three.
the top you can get in that?
3.
3. Okay.
So 3, yeah, 3.
Mine is manipulation.
Yours is
Remind
manipulation.
me of mine again.
I'm
later.
looking at inspiration.
Inspiration.
Oh, that's lovely.
That
That's
works out very well.
perfect.
Yeah, inspiration, manipulation, medicine, and you said aimed, ranged combat.
Okay, so they can only be up to 2 unless it's your special skill.
Correct.
Got it.
So yeah, those can be 3s, and then put up to 2 anywhere else. So if you've got enough points, you want to just do like a really clean, even spread and put like 1 in everything. That's totally an option. If you want to bump some things that you want to be slightly better at higher, take the 2. And again, remember these are the numbers. Your attribute plus your skill is going to be what determines your dice pool when you have to roll skill tests.
What is force?
What isn't force?
Not in the Star Wars sense.
Okay, yeah, it flows through you. Surrounds us.
Brute
Fine.
strength, surviving without food and water, without or long journeys without taking a condition, things like that. Sometimes to repair things. One of the examples, like it can be used to repair things like a wagon with a broken wheel. You can just brute force it.
Oh, so you're Jean Valjean.
And hand-to-hand combat.
Is that different from close combat?
Let me
That's fascinating.
double check. Actually, again, the combat is the section that I remember the least well, so
Sure.
I need to go over it again. But let me double check.
I think it's interesting that the main attribute for the doctor is logic, but the best skill is medicine, which falls under precision.
Yeah, no, mine is the same way. My best attribute is physique, but my best skill is manipulation. Opposite sides of the
I
of the
wonder
sheet.
if that is intentional to force you to diversify.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Except for mine is under the same precision.
You've got
so like
you've
when
got
I
one
roll-
job.
When I roll ranged combat, I roll 5, 6, 7, 8 dice.
Stars.
Yeah.
Shoot them good.
Yes, hand-to-hand and close combat are the same thing. I'm not quite sure why. This combat in this uses zones. So if anybody
so-
watched One Ring, the starter set that we ran through, it is zone-based combat. So you have close or you have far. Those are pretty much your options. We're not measuring out kilometers or anything for this one. I think it was a phrasing choice. This is also, I am borrowing Ren's copy of the hardback because I have it in PDF, but I do not have my hard copy. I think you have first edition, and there is some errata that is corrected in the second print. And I wonder if that is one of those types of.
That's very likely because I got that after winning a drawing for the Discworld TTRPG that they
a
did.
while ago.
It was quite a while ago. I got that, and I
think this is a first
got
printing.
Tales from the Loop
Yes.
at the same time.
Agility would be dexterity, essentially.
Essentially,
I'm
yes.
assuming. Okay.
Anyway, take a moment. I gotta flip back to my pages.
Making sure my math is mathing.
Yeah, me too.
That's the hardest part, honestly.
8.
It's not like I play games where I add up a lot of numbers frequently.
This is subtraction, though. This is subtracting from
You know what?
It
It's
is
true.
different.
The opposite
Yeah, it's very
direction.
true. Yeah.
I already rolled my mementos, and I'm very happy with it.
Oh, good.
Do we want to talk about our skill array, how we did points, or?
Would you like to share? That's fine with me.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
While we talk about our skills, hashtag chaos in the chat for a giveaway.
Get away.
Great. You asked the questions. I'm gonna let you start. Let's talk about your stat array.
Okay, cool. So, I put 2 points in agility, 1 point in medicine, 3 points in ranged combat, 2 points in stealth. So I really leaned hard on the precision skills. And then 2 in vigilance, 1 in learning. So I've got lots in the logic and precision. And then I did put 1 point in observation, just because I feel like that's maybe a good idea.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Okay.
Everything else is 0.
Yeah. I did 2 in agility, 1 in force, 2 in stealth, 2 in vigilance, and 3 in manipulation.
Nice.
Yeah, I did 2 in close combat, 1 in force, 1 in stealth, 1 in learning, 1 in investigation, 1 in observation, and then 3 in inspiration.
Nice.
There you go. 3 in medicine.
That's pretty much it.
I'm a doctor. What do you want?
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Come on. 2 in stealth, learning, and observation. I feel the way he lives his life, he needs to skulk. Learning and observation for academic medical reasons. And then 1 in agility, close combat, and investigation. I think investigation, just natural curiosity. Agility and close combat from army training.
I love that you included some of the information behind why you chose this skill.
Yeah, no
Wow.
sweat. I mean, he's definitely not a fighter, but he has fought. So
Yeah.
you got a little bit of that going.
There's that inherent baseline that just literally comes with the territory.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Can you, I'm sorry, and now I'm questioning one of my choices.
That's fine.
Investigation versus learning. What is learning?
Investigation
What is
versus learning.
investigation?
Sure. No, this is great. This gives me a chance to
No.
look at the specific things in the book, and also, again, going through this with you also is a good reminder for me of what skills are used.
And for all y'all at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good introduction. Learning is a measure of your education as well as your ability to establish connections through logic and knowledge.
Okay.
So you can use learning to translate foreign languages, figure out how to behave in a situation, understand the workings of a mechanical device or an occult ritual. It is your education and your red stringing skill.
Okay. And education as in more than just like
Not just book learning.
not academics.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say that would encompass.
Okay.
It encompasses the things you've read in books. It also encompasses your, years of surviving in, on the farm with no one to help you.
Street smarts.
There's a little bit of both. And then you want to compare that to.
I think that answered my question.
Did that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you. I'm going to keep my learning.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I know when it's not lupus.
Or are you
I
also
just started watching House.
are you also drugged up all the time?
I literally just started watching House, and my partner makes those jokes all the time. Every time we start an episode, well, guess it's lupus.
Yeah,
lupus.
it's Sawbones.
never lupus.
Sawbones has a running joke about it's never lupus until it is.
And to answer your question, I do have a vial of strong poison.
That doesn't count.
Opium is a poison in the correct application.
Water is poison in the correct application.
In the
What
incorrect.
kind of poison?
Depends on what your purpose is.
That's true. If you're trying to drown
You're
someone.
gonna get so broken. You're gonna show up with such
gonna be-
hope and energy, and then all of
It's gonna be
these.
so bad. I can't
Babu.
wait. I cannot wait.
Okay,
Let's drown people.
Let's do it.
You have met the Kelpies.
Maybe.
Let's. I think you said you already rolled for mementos.
I did.
Let's jump ahead because I think that's really fun, and then we're gonna back up because talents are gonna take a second because we have to reference my book.
Yeah.
Because nobody has that chapter except me. Sorry.
That's okay. We get to look at the pretty book.
And then we'll talk about motivations and trauma and a little bit of dark secrets. Maybe only a little bit because we might not tell the viewers what those are gonna be. Oh no. But let's do mementos. So the way this works is I love this is such smart game design, guys. The tables are you roll 2d6 with one representing your 10s and one representing your 1s, and that is the way the table is laid out. So you don't have to get a different kind of die.
Yes.
You just roll your 2 numbers, and so if you get like a 1 and a 3, that's your 13. It's great. So let's. What mementos did you roll?
Oh, yes. I rolled a 21 and a 22, which is hilarious.
Oh, interesting.
So I have a hip flask with an inscription, and I have an old love letter.
Oh,
that completely tracks.
Very good.
Before we got on camera, I shared my trauma and dark secret. And I think I'm going, when we get to that point, everyone, I think I'm going to phrase things in a very particular way.
Copy that.
For the viewer.
For the viewers.
Got it.
Yeah. We are, just to address, we have established that we are going to, at the table, talk a little bit about what our dark secrets are for player knowledge and also for safety tool reasons, checking in about, triggers or safety tools and things. We are not necessarily going to tell you guys what the dark secrets are. You get to figure those out as we go, if they come up. Okay, Ren, do you want to roll for your mementos?
So green is tens, the trans die is ones.
Yes.
So that's a 14. Your father's cane. Interesting.
Okay.
What's on the head of that cane? One may wonder. I'm wondering it.
I do
find it.
wonder.
Yeah.
And 15. Hat with a secret
That feels
compartment
right.
makes perfect sense for a baby vagabond.
Amazing.
That's perfect.
Here's my top
Was
hat.
your father a magician? Not the cult kind, but like the vaudeville
Your
kind.
dad's hat.
The cane and a hat.
Maybe.
Just-
But
you don't have to take that. but
Maybe.
it's a thought. All right, Cal, you want to?
Oh, yeah.
Roll me some dice.
Yeah. The gray will be the tens place. Whoa!
Ah,
Out of the box. 51.
51. A small bottle of perfume that reminds you of someone.
Ooh, the look on their
Who
face.
could it be now?
I have some interesting ideas about that we can talk about if you
love
don't
that.
already have ideas.
I don't.
Great.
I sort of. I want to hear your idea.
Yeah. I want to hear your idea. It's the same idea.
Yes.
One brain cell batted back and forth across the table.
Nothing but orange cats at this table, folks.
Okay, I have to roll again, right?
Yes, one's more.
I don't know what that means. No,
That's
I
'cause
do,
you
I
don't
do,
have
I
the
do, I
brain
do.
cell.
Yeah, that was the joke.
44.
44. A strange animal preserved in a glass jar.
Excellent.
That is exactly something that you would just have, though.
Yeah, me, Cal.
Yes, you Cal.
I do.
See?
I was going to say, mine aren't in jars, but I did find some deer's feet that I forgot I had.
Amazing.
I have a petrified bat.
Ooh!
I love that.
Wow.
Maybe I'll bring it next time.
Yeah.
We can put it in the back as
Halloween.
decoration.
Yeah. I try not to touch it.
That's
That's a
fair.
good idea.
Keep it safe.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah,
what are your
red will be the tens
tens?
place.
Okay, great.
15.
15. Also a hat with a secret compartment. If you want to keep that, you can keep that. If you'd like to re-roll so you can get different things.
I'll let you have that, and then I will re-roll.
Although I do love the image of you both looking at each other and being
Dueling.
like,
Same hat. Same hat. Same hat.
56.
56. Sheet music from a forgotten master.
That actually really tracks with the writer. Like, maybe it was something that you were working on once upon a.
Oh, not like an author, but like a writer of.
No. I mean, like as an author, writing a story about a forgotten master.
yes,
That makes sense.
Okay, one more.
12.
12. A photo of someone close to you.
oh.
That's a little spot
The
on.
dice tell the story.
They really do.
Yeah, the dice were listening as we talked beforehand and went, let's do psychic damage.
I tried to close my dice's ears, but that never works.
Yeah, they always hear through somehow. Yeah.
We'll do some cleansing rituals at the break. It's fine. All right. So that's our mementos. I think let me see how challenging it would be to quickly do. We're gonna skip talents for now because that's gonna require a little bit of everybody huddling over the book to pick stuff.
Okay.
I think there are recommended talents on your character sheet. I highly recommend narrowing down to those just because it'll be easier, but there's a bunch to take a look at. We can do that either at break or we can do it before next session. It's not necessarily going to be as relevant tonight. Or our roleplay might determine our talents.
Ooh, I actually kind of like the idea of leaving them open then.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk about motivations and traumas. So, as defined in the book, your motivation explains why you are willing to risk your own life to track down and fight Vaesen. And your trauma is the event that gave you the sight, the event that unlocked your ability to see the Vaesen.
I'm sorry, one more time. The motivation is
why you are willing to risk your own life to track down or to fight Vaesen. And your trauma is the event that gave you the ability to see them. I'm going to pick one of the archetypes that nobody is playing to use. So I'm going to use the priest archetype because that's the page I flipped to. Some suggested motivations here are performing a sacred mission, cleansing my tarnished soul, or understanding God's creation for motivations. And then some suggested traumas were hurt someone after being enthralled by a witch, watched a church grim tear apart some thieves trying to steal the church silver. I told you, it's all about the grim. I'm doing this because that's not the Vaesen you guys will be dealing with in the mystery, so it's the demo. Or the third owner of a spiritus and is serving the church to avoid being twisted. So each of the archetypes has some suggestions. What you put on your sheet and what you present to the audience can be as simple as that. If you want to get a little more complex in your explanation, that's totally fine too. We're playing this a little free and loose, but only for like the next 10 minutes because then we're gonna take a break. So not too free and not too loose.
Just a little free for a treat.
But if anybody wants to start, and again, if there's any part specifically, like I know for several of you, your trauma that gave you the sight may also tie into your dark secret. So if you kind of want to keep that vague or do a little hand wavium, that is 100% fine. We will poke those badgers a little more when we do roleplay in the second half of the night. So anybody want to start with their motivation and their trauma?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
So based on what you said, I rejiggered things a little bit.
That's fine.
So
Things will evolve and grow as we go anyway. That's just always what happens.
My motivation is to heal, to repent.
Okay.
To heal, to repent. My trauma is that I watched my best friend die.
Okay.
And as a doctor, that is especially traumatic. And my dark secret, I think I can share this.
If you would like to.
I would. My dark secret is that I drove the one I loved mad.
Very good. Very good. Yes. This is the perfect example of everything Dane has said is 100% true, and there are many layers of flavor to that, which you may or may not learn as you keep watching. So, anyway.
My motivation is exposing supernatural secrets.
Okay.
And I'm not going to reveal this dark secret on camera at this time.
That's fine.
But their trauma is they survived a week inside a troll bag.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'll go into, because it does tie into dark secret, and I will go into that when we're off camera.
Yeah.
Did you just call me a troll bag?
If the shoe fits, my guy.
No, that's a tauntaun. You're thinking something else.
Okay.
Okay.
My motivation, it's a little more nuanced,
That's fine.
Yeah.
but not sharing quite yet, is living in tune with nature.
Okay.
I am unsure of what my trauma will be because I think that's something that I want to chat
We
with
should
you
talk
about.
it.
And then I'm also just not going to share my dark secret.
Yep. Again, please come back and watch future installments, and you can learn more of this.
Yeah. My motivation, what I tell people is to kind of study up on the Vaesen, but in reality is to defeat the Vaesen that I believe it ties into my trauma, who I believe killed my brother when I was a child traveling Europe with my parents.
Okay. I like that. A little bit of a combo. You had this experience, and that has colored your perception of the world. And I like that there's a little, again, it's not necessarily deceit, but it is a certain way of reframing it for other people.
It's reflavoring.
Perspective.
Yeah.
coloring the
Hey,
perspective a
are you
little.
playing Fox Mulder? Because if you're playing Fox Mulder,
my
you have to
God.
tell us.
No, that's if you're a cop. He
not
works
quite
for the
yet.
FBI. It's different.
Technically,
tell you
FBI are
anything.
cops, so
Shout out to you, Christy.
Can I call you Spooky, your character name?
Try.
Okay, I will.
All right. I think this is an excellent point. We've got a couple of quick things that we have to talk about off camera, but please, please, please stick around. We're going to take a very brief break. We're going to refill some beverages. We're going to fill in a couple of secrets that we have to discuss away from listening ears. And then we're going to be right back. And then for the second half of this evening, we're going to do some relationship building amongst our established characters so that we can learn why these characters have come together and maybe a little bit of how they feel about each other. So please hang out, stick around, give some love to our roll of patrons that you will see playing in the chat. I believe the giveaway has been rolled. The winner was Jay Avery, if I'm remembering correctly.
Thomas?
No, I have to do it.
Alright.
Just Avery won. Thank
Congratulations!
you. Yay. Everybody, please stick around. If we get another big raid or something like that, we might do another giveaway. But we would love for you to hang out through this break and then come back and watch us do a little character role play. We'll see you very soon. Hello and welcome back to Quests and Chaos. We are playing Vaesen. We are about to start playing Vaesen. This is our spooky season game. Vaesen is Nordic folk horror. Folk horror is one of my favorite genres. And so the first half of this evening, if you were not with us, if you're just joining us, we spent some time just talking through the mechanics of the game and doing a little bit of filling out the rest of our character sheets. And now we are going to delve a little more into some role play. This is going to be loose. This is going to be light. It's going to be almost like flashback style. We are going to connect some strings and establish some character relationships amongst our 4 Thursday's children, our 4 figures who are gifted with the sight, the ability to see the Vaesen, so that we can come to some understanding of how you have come together before I send you on a mystery in the next week. This is an opportunity for discovery. We are playing around. We are establishing some threads and connections. And if this means that after this evening you go, oh, I want to retool my dark secret, or I think my motivation has changed based on these conversations, that is fine. We are modeling a experiment in how you can establish characters and build a table at your role-playing game. So, I am going to annoyingly just put 2 of you on the spot. And specifically, I'm going to annoyingly put Cal and Ren on the spot because I know you guys have already played at a table together.
okay.
Fair.
Sorry. But I figure that seems like a good place to start. So, Ren. Using these prompts, using what we have already talked about with characters, what sort of relationship do you have? And I should clarify, these are one-way relationships. What you assign to somebody else does not necessarily have to be reciprocated. In the pre-gen characters, the starter set, there are some where it's this is like one person has that person I need to get to know, and then that person's reciprocal is I don't trust them. Ooh. You know, right? Like it does not have, it is a one-way street.
Yeah.
So based on that, Ren, you are playing Signe. You are the vagabond. What relationship are you going to assign to Soren?
So I'm actually going to borrow from the priest's relationship, because I went and took a peek through, because I don't, based on my high empathy, I don't necessarily like
That's totally fine.
some of these, because I do have very high empathy.
We got
even
a lot
if a
to
lot of it
pick
is
from.
manipulation.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So I think from the priests, I am secretly in love with Soren.
Okay.
Very secretly.
Super, super secret.
How secret?
Very secret.
You say so.
How did you realize this? Was this like a gradual thing that came about, or was this like you met them for the first time and you were like, oh, this is it?
I think it was more of I met them for the first time and did the this is the kind of person that I want to be. And it started out as, do I want to be you or do I want to be on you? To borrow a Jenna Marbles ism. And it became sort of a realization of a little bit of both, because I admire his faculty in the woods specifically. And then it turned into, oh no, I have soft, squishy feelings for this person. What do I do?
So given that you are a vagabond, probably more from the city, primarily, most of you are going to default to the city because it is, in fact, safer, but Soren comes from the forest more than anybody else. Where do you think this first meeting occurred? You are also welcome to pitch in at this point.
How often does Soren come into the city? Does she come in to sell furs, or how often would you say that Soren comes in?
Yeah, not very frequently. Maybe to resupply and get things that they can't get in the wilds, but Soren mostly lives outside of the city, and it's regularly but infrequently, I guess, is the answer to your question. So like monthly.
Is there something that Soren can only get in the city that they have the secret passion for?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's some sort of
Like a
food
sweet
or a sweet that
Drugs.
It's never.
not you.
I can get those in the woods.
Yeah, no, the drugs come from the
The
forest.
drugs come from the woods, my friend.
if you know the right mushroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Anybody want a mushroom? Yeah, so I think it's maybe some sort of pastry or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that the first time that Signe met Soren was when Soren was selling something and kind of didn't even really introduce themselves, just kind of haunted around watching them, and then made excuses to be in the same place at the same time so they could start talking.
So
Maybe a monthly market or something.
Yeah,
where-
something that pops up in the town square.
Yeah, I don't think that Soren much needs currency, but to get this one thing that they love and other supplies, but yes.
Yeah.
I think you've probably got a good half buy, half barter situation with some of the locals who know what you can offer, your herbs, your furs, your meat. Since you're out hunting at times when maybe others have a harder time getting out or you stockpile things. You're pretty set in your rhythms and your routines, and I think today, as you're coming in, there's been some stuff going on in your life, and you could really use that. It's, we're in the mythic version of Uppsala. That is our home base city that we are given, so that's what we're going to use. Or Uppsala. I don't remember where the emphasis is. Somebody from Scandinavia will, I'm sure, correct me.
Scandinavian pronunciation is
I've heard
weird.
it both ways, and I know one of them is correct. But you come in, and you definitely know that today is a pastry day. There is one baker in town who studied in France. They know how to do specifically, they are really good at that laminated dough, that sort of croissant situation. Not that that's other people can do it, it's just very uncommon because it's so labor intensive. And that is what you have set your sights on this day as you are making your way through the streets, following your normal routes, which might be different every time if you're that sort of, careful about your tracks. But you have noticed, so now I think the third month in a row that you have noticed that there is this scrungly kid that just keeps happening to be the same place you are. And as you turn the corner to head into the bakery, there they are again.
In front of me? Behind
Maybe in
me?
front, maybe behind, maybe
Little skivved off to the side.
pretending to really casually flip a coin by a garbage can for no apparent reason. Unsure, but it's like the 4th time you spotted them today, and that's too much coincidence to be coincidence. This is a large city.
I think I'd like to try and lose them and come up behind them.
Ooh.
Okay. I wasn't necessarily going to have people roll for things, but why the hell not? Let's do some.
First roll.
Are you going to try to avoid being seen? Like, are you going to try to? How intently are you watching? If it looks like Soren suddenly kind of dips down an alleyway or something,
Yeah,
how much are you
think,
going to try to follow?
I think I'm not trying to be stealthy around them necessarily. I kind of want to be seen.
Yeah.
In that way of like being in the same place as your crush and being like, maybe they'll talk to me this time.
I love
I
how this
stare at them
Notice me,
or not.
senpai.
Please notice.
Look at how good I flipped this coin.
Now that said, I think I am keeping a fairly close eye on them, so I may notice them.
Yeah. I'm just
I'm curious.
Since you're not actively like trying to be stealthy, I'm not gonna actually have you do an opposed roll. I am going to have you though roll. I think I'm gonna have you roll a stealth to see if you can shake your tail.
So my 7 dice.
There's 7 dice.
What is
this is a normal difficulty. You need 1 6.
Okay.
You need a bigger box.
I rolled no 6s.
You rolled no 6s.
Wow.
Okay, since we are in role play, you're not going to take like a condition other than maybe a little bit of a bruised ego that you
Make him exhausted.
Well, it's
Make
like
him
you-
exhausted.
Push the
you
roll. Push
you
the roll.
Could push the roll.
would you like to push the roll? In which case I
Likely
am going to
danger.
give you a condition.
What are my consequences if I push the
If
roll?
you push the roll and do not succeed,
Get
you
arrested.
take a consequence. I believe there are only 6 consequences.
Exhausted, battered, wounded, broken, angry, frightened, hopeless, and broken. Broken physical and broken
Yeah,
mental.
so there's 3 and 3. If you obtain all 3 into one category, you are broken in that category. If you obtain all 6 at the same time, you are broken in both categories, and you are on death's door, essentially.
Cute. That's okay. I'll just let it happen.
Okay. You dart through an alleyway, you turn a couple of corners. This is not a way that most people use, but it's kind of an area that you're familiar with. You duck through the back of, the milliner that's nearby, who's a friend of yours, in so much as you have friends. You kind of duck to the side, and you pop out, and that kid's there. You have miscalculated. Whatever way they moved, you walked directly into.
I might
Where
know
they
this city
are.
a little bit better.
I'm just gonna go straight up to them and grab them by the collar. Why are you following me? What do you want?
They sold out before you got here.
What are you talking about?
Hold up a paper bag.
I'll let go and snatch it. Open it up.
Last 2 croissants.
Just like smell the bag.
You were a little later today, and I thought you might want it.
Are you watching me?
Yes?
Why?
You're interesting.
Soren looks very confused. Okay. Thank you. Soren will go into their pouch and pull out the amount of money that they know these pastries cost.
Signy will clasp both fists behind their back and just back up. Mm-mm. You don't pay for gifts. Bad luck.
All right. I don't want to pay for gifts.
I'm Signy.
Soren.
It's good to meet you.
Strange to meet you.
I hear that a lot.
Okay. Okay.
You
Just kind of weird, awkwardly back away with the pastries and like keeping an eye on Signet, taking one out and eating it. Actually, before I eat it, I'm gonna
Check it for
rip
any
it in
weirdness.
half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that tracks.
Is there anything weird in there?
No?
And Signy takes no offense. They
I'll smell
understand.
it. Smells normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like as warm as you would like, but that also, if anything, just lends credence to the fact that these were the last couple and they sold out fast, and Signy's had them in this bag outside for a minute, waiting for you.
I'll stuff the whole thing in my mouth.
Yeah, you stuff the whole thing in your mouth, and somewhere deep down you get that sense that this is not going to be the last time that you see Signy.
Okay.
What is your reverse relationship? We may not necessarily play this, but since we've seen a first glimpse, what is the relationship you have to Signy? A little bit of time. You can
Yeah, I think I need a little bit of time on that.
think on that.
I had a thought, but now I don't know if it works.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We can cycle back around. Everybody just help me keep track of making little notes. We're not going to play out like every scene for everything, but make this little notes of who we've already caught you with. Let's move to somebody else. Dane.
Sure.
Dr. Vincent Coriander.
Yes.
How did you first encounter Signy? And what is your relationship with
I
her?
think being the doctor that I am, I think the simplest thing is that I pretty much just help any hurt person that I come across. But I think with Signy specifically, I recognize your destitute street urchin-y ways.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I think I probably helped you with like a sprained ankle or like something maybe more egregious, and you recuperated in my house. And so now you I've given you shelter when you require it. So you are free to use my basement as like a nest from time to time.
So it's a little bit of a like neutral with a flavor of like caregiving or responsibility.
Yeah,
just in that way that a
essentially,
doctor
I'm
would.
like,
Signy's the feral cat that he lends into the
Exactly.
basement.
Yeah, I leave the door unlocked, and if you choose to come in, that's on you.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I helped you heal from something, and then you probably stayed the night or two in my basement, and then I was just like, this is the easy way to unlatch this window. So
You walk through going like, wow, that window's broken. I should really fix that
Yeah,
at some point. Signy, did 3 offers. Did you seek this help when you were injured? Did the doctor incidentally come upon you after you had sustained this injury? Or did Linnea, I'm going to use the word crazy because it is accurate in this sense, the crazy old lady from the asylum who sometimes comes to talk to you about those weird dreams that she has that she knows you have too, did she interfere, like find out you were hurt because you missed a meetup and then send the doctor your way?
I think that last one. I think that
I guess what was the injury?
A broken arm.
Broken arm. Did you fail to meet Linnea when you were supposed to, or did she just to be fair, this is true for all of you. Linnea just pops up out of nowhere sometimes. You just open your door or are walking down the street and she just appears like a ghost.
I showed up to the meeting and was trying not to show that I was hurt, and she was like, absolutely not.
She was being like, "Oh no, that's not going to do it all. I'm going to call the doctor. You're going to see the doctor whether you like it or not."
Doctors take off limbs when they're hurt. That's no.
Not this one. Not in a. He knows better than that. You're going to sit. You sit right there, and I'm going to get the doctor. If you don't, you either go to the doctor yourself, or I will bring him here.
I could also see the broken arm, and you just by the ear pulling him with the broken arm.
I think that's probably what ends up happening is you stalemate
I'm
this.
flailing at her with one arm, but not actually trying to hit her.
You get a knock on the door, and you open it up, and you see this 4'8" hunched over woman in it kind of looks like a nun's, like an Orthodox nun's habit, except it is definitely not. It's too many colors and patchworks. And she is holding this very scraggly, indeterminately aged, maybe teenager. Probably by the collar. Definitely taller.
Yeah.
Than her. Probably by the collar, because reaching up to the ear would have been too much. Too much.
It would have been too annoying. Obviously, she would make them bend down to take the ear.
You open the door.
Linnea,
Fix it!
Oh,
And shoves this.
I'm not an it.
Well, you. Them, it, her, him, something.
Sure, make a noise in my direction, I guess.
just everyone.
Fix it!
If we could just stop yelling.
She shoves Signy in, and then just gives you one of her looks, and she's like, "I will have to speak to you later, but first I must go and observe the ritual." And she just leaves. You have no idea what that means.
Of course. Yes. Boy. Yes. What seems to what?
Arm is broken.
Are you
Think.
quite sure? And I'll bring down my spectacles or whatever, and I'll start taking a look. Does it hurt here?
Yeah.
No. Yes. Oh. You made a cat sound.
I like cats.
Okay. Well, yes, I think this is fairly straightforward, but you will have to rest for quite a
How
amount
long?
of a time. I'd say the better part of a week. Yes. I have a place downstairs, and you look around you, and the apartment is pretty run down. Not a lot of adornments. The bookshelves at least have books in them.
Of course.
Of course. But everything else is worn and threadbare, and I have some blankets and some soup.
What do you want?
Two.
Nothing's done for free. What do you want?
Linnea said I have to.
You know that if Linnea says you have to, that's probably accurate.
Yeah,
you just have to.
Signy considers that for a second. All right.
Yes, of course. And so I'll take him into the kitchen, or put you on a stool, or lay you down. However, a doctor actually does these things.
Generally sitting with a broken arm.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, probably pull out
Right, you're a medic.
I've also actually broken this arm.
I think in this case it's you pull out the one of the slightly mismatched kitchen chairs, and set Signy down and just it's not a super bad break. It's definitely broken, but it seems like the sort of thing that you could set, and with a couple of days.
It's not a second elbow.
Yeah, no, it's nothing's protruding. It's
a
just
green stick, but
needs a little bit of.
Signy, you have offered to pay back in some way. Would you be able to let me know of people who need medical assistance who aren't able to?
You're looking for more work?
It's, I would like to help people, if I can. And I don't always need well, I do need payment, but it's not always required. Would you be able to, perhaps, there are people around in your sphere, as it were, that would be able to, you'd be able to take my way? I'd be able to help them.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
that's easy. Big city, lots of people get hurt and don't get noticed.
Well, not too many. Just from time to
now and again.
If they're very hurt, if there's no other recourse, I would like to help those who.
What is your deal?
The
Hippocratic Oath.
Yes.
Clearly.
Do no harm. I don't want to hurt them. It sounds when I say it that way, it sounds like I do. I don't. Just as I've helped you, especially if Linnaeus says to. But yes.
All right.
I can't give them all soup, but I can give you soup.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
With a lot of cat-like hissing and possibly some threats at scratching
You need to
eyes.
stop that.
Absolutely not.
It's really making my nerves raw.
You eventually manage to set an arm and seemingly you put down a bowl of soup, and at some point it is empty, and you presume it was consumed.
There might have been bread at one point.
A few days of this, and then Signy vanishes as quickly as they appeared.
Well, okay. I guess I'll wash these sheets and.
But
Blanket.
you somehow both get the sense that that's not going to be the last time you see one another, and certainly it is not. But that is the end of this scene.
Good scene.
This is how this works, guys. It feels a little weird, but
No, it doesn't!
I'm enjoying
this is
good.
This is actually very much how Vaesen is also set up, is that you play in scenes. You don't have to play out every moment. It's you play the scene and then you
Kind
move
of bladesy.
forward. It's really fun.
I like it.
Ren, do you think you know what your counter relationship is, or do you want a little time to think on that?
I think mine would...
Please me. Steal me blind.
No. I think
Of your
Signy-
books?
Steal me blind.
Books can sell, man. No, I think that Signy does have like a grudging respect that turns a little bit into you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Like there's a tenuous respect that they have for him, but also he's just so pathetic.
What do you mean?
He's just so like limp, knock over in a breeze.
Yeah. Unless I'm like treating somebody, then it's like very
Then you're just like laser
quick,
focused.
precise movements. Very confident and self-assured.
Somewhere between respect and responsibility for the sad
little
man.
bit. Like, I know he's probably about twice my age, if not a little more. But also, it's like, but if you leave him alone, he's going to trip over a gutter and die.
Of sadness.
I've never treated a dog before, but this one does seem like it's rather ill. I suppose I'll give it a try. This couldn't be that much different.
Oh, no.
Here, tell that dog to curl up with mine.
It died.
Wonderful. Let's jump over. Let's jump over to Richard.
Yeah.
How? This is the game of like.
Which direction?
Like which direction do I go? Do you have any specific person that you're like? Yes, I know what this relationship is that you want to start with.
I think since everybody's kind of been meeting up with Siggy already.
You want to start with Siggy? That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Come on, my God, how do I become the center of this web?
By playing the most games with me. So I know your style the best.
Well, I think as a vagabond,
I would meet most
you get
people.
around.
That's true. You do probably, you actually, besides Linnea, you probably ran into everybody individually first,
Yeah.
more so than they would have run into each other.
That's fair.
So that makes sense. What is your relationship to Signy?
Yeah, I
How
think.
did you meet? What's
It
it doesn't necessarily have to be how you met, but like, what is your relationship?
Yeah, I think Richard, since he's kind of newer to town, he's kind of traveling abroad for the first time since he was a kid. He's visiting this town, which he...
That's right. I don't know if we fully established. You are from America.
Yeah.
What part of America are you from?
He's fully like, upper East Coast,
Nice.
know. Nothing too ritzy, but, he's...
But enough.
Cape Cod.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say enough status and enough.
that are like Vermont.
Yeah, I'd say enough status that you would be from a family that would at least make a point of making a trip to Europe and doing
Yeah.
the tour.
Yeah.
And he's kind of made a bit of a local name for himself back home for selling those little adventure books that were very popular in the
Penny
1800s.
dreadfuls and dime novels.
But his was like very hopeful, adventure, heroic stories. And so now he's kind of traveling around, and I assume we would have met by you trying to fleece me somehow as a tourist.
Hey, mister, do you want to see the sights?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was this like a
course.
pickpocket situation, or was this a thrift?
I
Yeah.
don't think I pickpocket.
I don't think you do either, but like
So you can help
Like
me.
I could.
Yeah, you can help me look around town.
Absolutely, I know all
Yeah,
the sites.
of course. Yeah. I'm a writer. I'm trying to find some local.
What do you write?
Color hero novels, dime store novels,
And you come here to write hero novels?
Yeah, I heard some interesting stories, and I was kind of thinking of writing an adventure set in the woods around here.
You're better off in the city.
Maybe that will be the location, but I would love it if somebody could show me around.
Sure, let's go.
Signy, you definitely know of a great place to show this.
Oh, yeah.
It is Castle Gillencrest. I'm gonna make sure I have that right. It is an abandoned castle in the middle of the city. Spoiler: this is where the starter set adventure takes place.
What?
Yes.
A haunted castle in my city?
Yeah, in this economy. No, you know that there's this great haunted castle. Nobody can get in, nobody can get out. You also know that Linnea hates it when people go here.
How much chocolate is made in there? Nobody ever goes in. Nobody ever.
Lots of people supposedly have gone in, but nobody's come out. That's the problem. But yeah, you could totally take him to this.
And I'm going to tell him all of the made-up stories about the castle. Not a single one. Well, there's a couple that might lean toward being true, but none of them are really true.
I'm just fascinated taking notes. And you don't say,
I do say.
Yeah, missing
Missing.
forever.
Never seen
Showing
again.
twins
Yeah,
are chained in the basement.
It's not your scene. You tell him about the niece.
Ah.
The niece that's Nisse, the niece that supposedly inhabit this place. For anyone who's going to play at the starter set, that's not what's going on here. But as far as you're concerned, and as far as this tourist is concerned, that's definitely what's happening.
Oh, totally. So don't go down to the basement.
Okay, and do you know a way to get in?
Several.
Yeah, I mean, would that cost extra to kind of look around?
Don't even worry about it. Come on.
Yeah, sure. And
I'm having a grand, I may not make any money off of this, but I'm having a grand time watching the wide-eyed wonder.
Yeah, you do know that there's like a gap in the back fence where you can slip through. You also know that, especially because Linnea is so adamant about nobody investigating this place, you think this has something to do with maybe her trauma? Question mark. You also know that there are a bunch of very stupid rigged up traps, like where you can go trip the wire and the cans will rattle in the corner and make strange noises and stuff that are intentionally set up to scare people off from getting too deep into this space.
100%.
And you absolutely employ
Every single trick that Linnea has not shown me
every
about this
bush
place.
rattles. There are strange
Amazing.
noises everywhere.
who set these up?
It's the spirits of the castle.
This is sensational. And are these spirits? Has anybody seen these spirits?
Those who do never come back.
Well, how does anybody... Sorry. Doesn't matter. Yeah,
Ooh, the little persona of skepticism there. I love it.
That all of your logic and empathy skills suddenly being like, I think I'm getting grifted, but I don't mind.
Like, at this point, Richard's just more fascinated with you as a human being. And, like, how...
There is an author relationship that's you inspire me.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, fun.
He is, like, considering you as the hero of his next
Yeah, I think
novel.
this slowly goes from a story about a haunted castle to a story about this scrappy street kid.
Yeah,
who
just like the
makes their
future
way
hero
through
of the city.
the Mythic North.
It's so sweet.
Have you ever seen any of these spirits?
And for I think for the first time that Richard's been around Signe, like they go perfectly still for a second. Spirits, not so much.
Oh, were there other things? I mean, I know there's other mythos that go with this city.
Not so much the city as the forests around it.
Yeah, my mistakes. Still learning the lay of the land.
You're new, you're fine.
Yeah, well, have you seen anything?
A few.
Fascinating.
This goes on for the better part of the day. I think not that Richard is a man of any super great means, but I definitely see perhaps a version where this leads into you slowly steering Signe back into town towards that cafe where you know you can get a good but inexpensive meal, and trying to kind of pin them down into a like have a meal and tell me more stories. And
Yeah, like fully pay.
There is a strange bond formed as you each kind of realize that there's something the other one isn't saying.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a tenuous friendship might be too strong of a word, but there's a tenuous comfort bond with each other as you have this strange interaction. Okay. Ren, do you know what your counter relationship is, or do you want to sit on that?
So you say that was 30 gold?
I think I'm going. I was originally going to go with consider him a friend, but you're right. It's too early for that. I think I'm going to nick from the private detective.
Well, so it could be consider someone a friend by this point. Like,
Someone a friend, but also I like the one from the private detective of I'm trying to understand him.
That's great too.
Because like I don't get you. You're not worn down by this place. You're fascinating in that like, how do you tick kind of way.
the only optimist in a city realist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly selling books like afterwards, like, hey, if anybody wants to buy my novels.
Yeah. I do love the idea that you have one of those classic the classic, it's almost like the traveling salesman, like the little leather case that you flip it open, it's like a little mini bookshelf, and it's just got all these all of your little like dime novels in it.
Like one is Billy the Kid who hunted down a werewolf and successfully took him out, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
So I can't read, but I want you to read one of them to me.
Of course, yeah, and like fully like reads you down like some of the fun ones.
Yeah. You start setting up times to meet and to read through these stories. I love that. Okay. Let's Cal, you're the only one who hasn't initiated one yet.
Yeah.
So do you have one that you specifically want to initiate, or you want me to just pick somebody as a target?
Yeah, no, I think I have a reverse relationship for Signe.
Okay.
And it's you think you can trust me.
Okay.
And I think Soren doesn't only hunt food, of course. They also help people with problems related to the Vaesen. And I think perhaps as Signe and Soren were starting to get to know each other, maybe there was a problem that Signe was having with a specific Vaesen. I was able to help in some way. And my motivation for helping was selfish. And I feel like that kind of solidified the, I'm not reading the cue.
Sure.
At all. Yeah.
I love that.
I'm not sure what that was, and I'm happy for that Vaesen to be.
I think the Vaesen is a Vaetier.
Okay.
Vaettir. I'm going to send you guys a PDF that comes with the starter kit that is the occult book that tells you about all these Vaesen.
Oh, beautiful.
It is something that you guys are supposed to have access to.
Sure.
So I will give that to you guys. So all of these names that I'm throwing out will have some signification. But a Vaettir is they are tiny. They look like they belong in the Wind and the Willows. They are tiny little rat-sized creatures that sometimes have kind of animalistic features. They wear little suits. They resemble things like toads, mice, or hedgehogs. They live underground, usually under cities. And they're kind of they're kind of the borrowers.
Is this the equivalent of clearing out rats in the basement?
No, I mean, they're not particularly much. Yeah, they're kind of, unfortunately, they're kind of cute, is the problem.
Stop it.
They're kind of cute. That's why I say they're kind of borrowers. They have their own little colonies that exist under town, but some of them maybe are a little too free with taking gifts instead of waiting for them to be given by the humans. And for someone like Signy, who lives on a crust of bread and the sum of their wits on a daily basis, that can become tricky if you start tangling with the, let's maybe tie it in. Maybe you accidentally discovered a nest of these with an entrance in your basement haven at the doctor's. And at first it was fine. They were, they're cute. They're sweet. They keep moving your stuff.
They took my hat.
You don't have a lot of stuff to move.
They took my hat.
What's so important about the hat? It's just a hat.
It's not just a hat. It's my hat.
Okay, so you want the hat.
I can count the things that I actually own on one hand and have fingers left over.
Okay, so you want the hat.
Yes, I want my hat back.
Okay. And you live here? In this...
Live is a strong term. The doctor leaves the window unlocked and I sometimes sleep here.
Ah.
I think I opened the door. Signy, I believe I've asked you before to ask if you need things, but I'm finding that there are things missing.
I didn't take them.
It's fine if you did.
I don't steal.
Who is this? Who have you brought?
Oh,
Do you need some help?
this is Soren.
Hello.
Hello?
I'm here to take care of your Vaesen problem.
They're a hunter.
What? Oh,
They hunt things.
yes.
And
This
these
brings
things
up
are
their
missing.
relationship. I think you're a towny weakling.
I am.
No, that's perfect. Yes.
And I've decided that you make me supremely uncomfortable.
Amazing. No. This is perfect.
I mean, everyone makes you supremely uncomfortable.
No,
But especially
especially
I wanted to
him.
ask Soren, what kind of firearm do you have?
That's
Is
a
it a
great
rifle?
question. Yeah, I think that is, I feel like, a you question.
Well,
Would I have a firearm?
I think you do have a firearm. I think it's a flintlock.
Ooh.
I think it's like a flintlock musket.
That's sexy. I love that.
That's always what I associate with flintlock musket.
Sexy.
No, but it
Like pirates, of course it's sexy.
but it feels right in that it is era appropriate, but also maybe a little on the older end of the technology, which I think suits for your sort of. The Industrial Revolution is moving hard and fast.
Yeah.
You know there are better firearms, but this one is yours. It's very much it's like that old car that you hang on to way past when you should have traded it in for something better, because even though you know something else would run better, this is your baby.
Okay.
Well, this makes sense because I think that I've decided that the war I was in is called the Unnamed War. And
Ooh, I love
think it
that.
happened like 15 years ago.
Okay.
And
When you were young and spry.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think that this gun is very evocative of that. And
I think
so,
that
Are of
fits.
similar ages.
right.
Yeah, no, I think that fits a lot, and I think this. I also, use this or not, I offer that perhaps the reason why you still use this old firearm, maybe you even do have something newer. Maybe you have a slightly newer handgun or pistol in your possession, but I think this one came to you from the person who raised you, and so there is, in whatever part of your brain accepts sentiment, I think there is a sentimental value and a sort of, like this rifle has a name, this rifle has a history, and you are attached to that in the same way that you might be to, to the person who raised you, to other people.
Yeah.
Not that you personify it, but it has history. It
Yes.
has meaning.
Yes.
So.
Are you okay with me also using a bow?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think given your background, I think you have a wide diversity of
Sick.
options, because sometimes loud boom boom stick, not good idea.
Literally about to say, sometimes you
stealthy.
want quiet.
Yeah, sometimes stealth with trapping, with bows, with slingshots is way safer given the situation.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
You are welcome to investigate, but if and my eye keeps flittering to your firearm. If it's possible to go through the window below rather than through the main.
How do you think I got him in here?
I was imagining you were outside the stoop.
Oh no, they're in the basement. They're in the basement.
They're already in the basement.
Yeah, no, you came down into the basement.
So I have a
There's
stranger
just
in
like
my
doors.
basement.
Yeah, you have a stranger in your
You
basement.
have another stranger in your basement.
Right.
Cygnus said it was okay for me to be here.
Yeah.
They're here to help.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Do you want me to leave?
Thank you. No.
I can leave.
Please, of course. You may. Please stay.
So, what is the problem?
No, my things are missing.
Little creatures are stealing things.
I would just.
Are you?
And they took my hat.
And my dish soap.
I love when I can get you to stop and just like laugh at something like that.
I just, if you don't mind.
Are you leaving offerings?
No.
Cygnus.
I mean, bottle caps when I can come across them.
What? Two?
Little
You
bits of
are
food.
leaving offerings, no?
I'm sorry.
I don't think they're happy with bottle caps. They wanted my hat.
Who? Who?
They
is
can make
the-
hats out of bottle caps.
Yes, but they wanted that hat.
I'm sorry. Who else have you invited?
I didn't invite anyone. They just invite themselves.
You have a Vaesen problem. They're very small. They like to take things.
They're like toads and rats and
If you give them things, they will not take your things.
supposedly.
So,
Well,
leftovers, extras.
not quite. There's not quite an abundance in this home. but
String.
I do have
Lint.
some string. Lint? Lint. Ah. Yes.
Ends of bandages that you aren't using.
I will ask them what they want.
Oh, okay.
Where are they?
The hole's over there.
You specifically know that they pop up a lot in like fireplaces and stables and things. So little like mouse hole like spots also sometimes pop up. It takes a little bit of time.
Get some stuff out.
You put some stuff out. You sort of hunker down in a corner, probably in that like weird, like slightly unblinking, just watching and waiting, very still.
Like you
using
do.
those hunter skills. Just be like, I want to see it. I want to try to talk to them. You do know that most Vader in general are not particularly like malicious or anything, so something's clearly going on here. I think it probably takes much to our poor doctor's chagrin. It probably takes like a few days of this.
Oh.
You just like keep appearing and camping out. So you might even like
Hello.
leave at some point because you're done being here, but you're checking in because you want your hat back.
Do you mind if I invite Richard in for something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, in the basement? Can I meet these people?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
one of us would tell him.
Well, I was to say, I think you can. We can backtrack and figure out how you guys know each other, but you also might just have been introduced by Linnea at some
So
point. But
I think I'd like to be drinking buddies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that like we encountered each other at a pub, and you were like so inquisitive, like and talking to people, and you have books on you, right? And so I'm interested in books, and I think we struck up a conversation, and like your optimism and my dourness, and like I think we talk a lot of philosophy. I think we talk about like truths of the world, and like we are very fundamentally disagreeing, but also in this like half drunken amicable way.
I love that you two are the intellectuals and we're the feral cats.
Like, I also fully think that you're like an amazing human being for helping people out when you get a chance, healing people for no pay. Like,
when I can. But I think by day 2 or 3, I invite you over if you have anything that can be offered, because I'm running out of stuff.
I have my books.
Anything. They said.
Do these things read?
I don't know. Maybe you can. Oh, I don't know.
It's a very important question, because I love this. Is this how Richard meets Soren?
I fully believe so.
I think this is how you two meet, because I'm like I can concoct other ways, but this is the funniest option. You come in, you've been drinking with the doctor off and on here and there, meeting up, having these discussions. You've seen Signy around a few times. It's kind of become a little bit of a muse, might be a strong word, but is definitely somebody that you're interested in, and you have a good rapport. And then you come in, and then you just find this like different kind of feral than Signy, but this like similar.
Yeah, they have. So
It's woods feral versus city feral.
yeah, he has like dirt under their fingernails and like long dark hair, scar across their face. Yeah, definitely.
Someone who clearly has stories in them. And is clearly very intent on a mission, because as you are ushered out into the basement, you probably have Signy like perched up on the bed, like, that I'm gonna borrow, sorry, Cheryl, you either need to be the tallest or the lowest thing in the room. You're either very high or you're fully on the ground.
No, that's completely accurate.
Perched on the bed, and then you have this strange figure who you have not met before, just like staring intently at this little like hole in the corner, this little like mouse hole looking thing in the corner that has a little bit of lint, a couple of leaves,
A coin,
a coin, a bottle cap, maybe like a sewing needle and some thread.
I'll say a tiny bust. Like one of those, like a tiny carved bust.
Like a little philosopher.
Yeah.
Or like some like forgotten medical.
Some strange little these strange little like trinkets are all just like lined up in this little half circle around this hole, and this is the scene that you walk in on as Vincent ushers you down these stairs.
Richard, this is Signy. Soren. Soren, I didn't ask your last name. Do you have a surname? Oh God.
Soren slowly turns and looks. Why do you want to know?
I was going to introduce you. This is
Richard Douglas.
This is Mr. Douglas. Douglas, this is Mr. Soren.
He's an American.
That is interesting information.
Soren
Alfson.
Mr. Douglas has some offerings for the creatures.
Yeah, these creatures, they're apparently...
Very small.
Yeah, Vaetier, I believe I was told.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if they read, I have books, stories.
Do the Fater read?
Look, there's lots of other things you can use pages for if they don't read.
Indeed, they make very good toilet paper.
Yep.
Or blankets?
No, less good blankets, but you can crunch them and make them into a good nest.
Ooh, nesty.
Nesting, fire starters. But the Vaetier, you don't know for certain if they like read the languages of humans.
Yes.
But they do seem to be able to communicate on a certain level. Most Vaesen can. And it does seem like they are Vaetier are not that dissimilar to humans. They're just on a much smaller scale. They have their own communities, their own social structure. Like I say, I'm going to keep using the phrase borrowers, but it is kind of that vibe. You do think that the offering of a story isn't a bad one. You're also still trying to figure out like why they are taking things.
Yeah.
That is unusual unless it is either explicit mischief from like young Vaetier who don't know better, or retaliatory in some way.
Okay.
But
I also think, like, with as intense Soren is watching the whole, Richard kind of starts watching Soren as intently, because this is a hunter hunting. And so
Yeah.
he's very, knowing the situation, very intent on watching.
Well, and at this point, you are all, whether you have explicitly said as much to one another or not, especially in this new moment for you two, there is an implicit understanding that you are all Thursday's children. You all know on some level or another that you have the sight. Whether that is because it has been directly brought up in conversation, or whether that is because you unfortunately all ran into one another because Linnea corralled you into some sort of crazy cuckoo bananas, like, I need to tell you about this dream I had of the mists. And you're like, it's you have a cataract, Linnea. Are you sure it's Vaesen?
I will take the story.
Yeah, and hand you a book.
I will flip through it.
That part's pretty good.
Put it open in front of the hole and just put my head down near the hole. Hello?
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 We need to talk.
Why?
You are moving things.
Moving things.
Things are moving. Are you moving them?
You, after a moment, see this very small. I need you to use your imaginations to picture a very tiny hedgehog person, sort of like little snout, little eyes, wearing a little like 3-piece suit, like waistcoat, a jacket, very tiny shoes, with a little sort of like felt hat, like, you know, like one of those kind of like felt like slightly pointed hats, just sort of like a little bit cocked to the sides, some quills sort of like stuck up through it that seem to be like it's intentionally attached there, sort of like pokes its head out.
Why are things moving?
We're trying to figure that out. We thought it was your folk.
Nothing's supposed to be. No, you haven't. Nobody in this house has been causing us problems, so nothing should be moving from here.
My hat's missing.
And my dish soap.
Okay. Let me go make some inquiries. Do you mind if I, and like very just tenuously like points at some of the like piles of stuff.
Take them.
Looks at you all extremely nervously, and then just does that very quick sort of like animalistic scurry of like grabs like a handful of like lint in one of the bottle caps and like loads it up almost like a plate, you know, takes some of the string, kind of looks at the book and sort of like touches it and then takes a hand back and then like disappears back into the hole.
Now we wait.
But we've made contact. That's something. You made contact.
And we wait.
And he didn't take Socrates. I take back the little bust.
Why is he named after socks? Explain.
Apparently this is some person that he really likes from like 1,000 years ago.
Not wrong.
Doc, do you mind if I hang around for a bit?
No, please do. Your company diffuses the tensions.
And
What tensions?
just to make sure I'm not crazy, everybody saw that, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
That was real?
you saw it.
Vaesen.
Vaesen.
You saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
You saw
Hedgehog,
it.
pointy hat, 3-piece suit.
Hedgehog.
It's kind of cute.
Huh.
You all sit around for several more hours.
The fact that you didn't question for a second that Signy also saw it.
You sit around for several more hours before this finally resolves. When it does, the little hedgehog Vader comes back and explains to you that there has been a terrible misunderstanding. One thing that you specifically would know about Vatir, possibly, I think you might have heard this as a legend, and now you have it confirmed. Sometimes, if a Vatir is killed, it turns into a small animal fully. And when that happens, they will sometimes take advantage of that form of, say, like a rat or a small bird or a toad to invade human spaces and actively steal things as a sort of like revenge or recompense, whatever. And your little hedgehogian Vatir explains that there were some Vatir in a neighboring townhouse, not this one, but a couple over, that were caught in a rat trap and did not make it and transformed into rats in an effort to survive. It seems that there has been a little bit of misunderstanding. There has been some, and between them and some of the younger Vatir, there has been a little bit of this network of revenge, where they have been trying to steal things that seem precious to the humans, things that they use often or whatever.
Dish soap.
The dish soap. He comes to you and he offers to lead you to where he has talked to the elders. They have gathered some of these things that they believe were taken mistakenly instead of gifted freely, and would like you to come look, retake what is yours, possibly return anything else that needs to be returned to others. He will lead you out and around to sort of a public kind of stables area where they have a much larger entrance to their kind of underground city, where you are able to recover the hat, you recover the dish soap, you find several other things as well that seem to belong. There is like a sewing hoop with a half-stitched embroidery. There are some small articles of clothing, the sorts of things that you could imagine small creatures would be able to grab and drag or take away. Some of them seem like they're pretty innocuous and probably no one would care about. A few of them seem like they could be, a shoe buckle here, things like that, where it's like
sterling silver spoon.
Yeah, things that might have been offerings, but you suspect have just gone awry. Perhaps one of you who is more towny oriented, probably the doctor, much to his great chagrin, gets unfortunately tasked with asking the neighbors if they lost a spoon or a belt buckle.
Yeah, if there's smaller things that I recognize as belonging to other like street kids that hang around, I'd return them to them.
Yeah, you maybe see a couple of things where you're not sure, but like like a button that looks just a little too specific to have popped off of a thing. The kind of stuff that you would recognize as those weird little treasures that people hang on to as almost a talisman of safety or memory or whatever. Everything is resolved pretty simply. There is no need for harm. There is no need for violence. The sort of elder Vatir, the hedgehog, he's accompanied by a little like toad Vatir as well, like offer their apologies and promise that they will deal with their youth, but it's very like they are offering apologies and also seem very scared of repercussions.
I think in this moment is the after everybody else has left, I want to leverage that
Sure.
to my own benefit of asking them to collect secrets, to listen out for things that might be Vaesen related or dangerous.
They will certainly agree and say like that they will listen to what they are able to find, and will also, in the nature of what they are, counteroffer that if you and your compatriots who know of them are able to help them a little more, the more help they receive, the more information they may be able to provide.
Okay. I will say to them, the others they're not involved. Just me. I will help.
What about the woman in the asylum?
She will find out one way or the other. So
Oh, she certainly knows we're here. She's not angry at us, but
no.
she does know, and we do not wish to cause trouble. This was...
No, you're not causing trouble. I just need your help.
As we are helped, so we shall help. And we thank you for this.
Okay. Yeah. I think that resolves the
Yes.
you think you can trust me.
Okay.
And for the next month or so, whenever Signy is in the basement, they leave something in front of the hole that is perhaps a little more precious than they would otherwise leave for them.
You do notice that hole does seem to get sort of from the inside get sort of patched up a little bit. Not like fully like, oh, we're getting rid of this, but there is a little bit of like almost like a little door that is created, which seems to be as much a like protection as it is a like acknowledgement of we will not enter this space again.
There is a threshold.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that, which with some of the Vaesen, like that sort of thing is very important. Those boundaries and those limit lines and things like that.
I certainly appreciate it.
Yes. We are nearing the end of our time. I have lost track because I'm so deeply invested in your roleplay. I know we haven't gone through everybody's specific. I think that one hasn't happened. Great. I love that we. So let's do. Let's get a little bit of that. How does Soren relate to Richard?
I actually want to know the opposite way. How does Richard relate to Soren?
Yeah, what is the relationship?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can. It doesn't have to necessarily be in the same moment, but like let's figure out what this is.
Richard would have held back until Soren came out and just would have kind of quietly pulled you aside and said, "Do you hunt those things?"
Those? No.
Well,
They're not worth
others,
hunting.
like the other ones.
What other ones?
I've heard that there are bigger ones out there. Scarier ones. Do you know how to hunt them?
Why?
I'm just curious, I guess.
You know what they say about curiosity.
You know, it's also something to be said about learning and exploring.
If you're going to explore, you better watch your step.
I mean, I guess,
These are not creatures to be messed with, to be
but
sought after.
if need be, if one was dangerous, hurt people,
Yes.
could it be killed?
Yes.
This is all, of course, just thinking about my next novel. This is all. I would love to interview you and talk to you some more. I can help you any way you want, pay you back any way you want.
I don't need anything. Why do you want to talk to me?
Again, I'm, writing a story, and this is fascinating, and I think this is story that needs to be told. If only as a warning for other people.
A warning about the Vater.
Well, the Vaesen. I mean, if they're real, people should
If they're
be
real.
careful. Well, no, they are real. Just learned that out myself. It's
Knowledge is a dangerous thing. Do you not think if you write a story that people will seek out the Vaesen? Not all of them are dangerous, as you've seen.
well, I think that's the more interesting part. I would like to write the story of the ones that aren't. And how to help people avoid the ones that are.
Okay. I will talk. You will listen. You will buy pastries.
Deal.
Good.
Okay.
I think the Soren, the relationship between Soren to Richard is you are hiding something from the rest of us. I think with that, nobody is curious in that way about the Vaesen, and there's something else underneath that.
I like that a lot. Do you have a specific tonality for what yours is?
Yeah, I think Richard sees Soren as a teacher. Whether Soren realizes it or not.
I can learn from you.
Yeah, if I have to, I will wait outside your door every day, asking you to teach me something new today.
Amazing.
Okay.
I think with that, we may not have touched on every exact specific, but I think we've touched on enough. We have established some relationships. We have seen how some of these bonds, tenuous though they may be, have formed. And we can see how when the day comes that all of you receive summons from Linnea to meet her outside the university in one of her rare ventures outside the asylum, to speak to you because she has received a letter that requires immediate attention, a letter that requires Thursday's children to investigate some mysterious questions. You all know each other. You all may not understand each other, but there is a tenuous sense of respect, a tenuous sense of understanding that all of you are willing to delve a little deeper into the unseen things than maybe the rest of the world are. And with that, we set the stage to return next week when we will start our mystery. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for playing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
Wake up,
Alondra.
Mouse. Thank you, everybody who is still watching. I owe a belated shout out to the Lollygaggers who also rated us. Thank you so much for coming by. I acknowledged you in the chat, but we were in such deep roleplay I didn't want to interrupt it. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking around. And thank you again to Bards of New York who rated us earlier. It was so great having so many new folks in. It was so great having so many familiar folks in. And thank you, players. I know this is a slightly different way than we normally
Love this. Love it.
So much.
but it feels really good to just delve into something a little different and try it out. My wrap-up shout-outs. It is October, which means it is spooky season. We've got so much content happening. If you are into podcasts, The Redacted Reports is back with Season 9 this Wednesday. You can jump in right now with a new season, or you've got a whole backlog that you can go listen to. But new episodes will drop starting on Wednesday. Wednesday. Great Dane Society is back on Saturday. There are 3 episodes left as we drive the train to the conclusion. Ren and Dane will be in that. We'll see who survives. There might just be dynamite.
Famously, I will.
I'm certain you won't.
Famously, our Call of Cthulhu games involve a lot of dynamite. And Vaesen will be back next Monday with this table as we begin our mystery proper. Looking ahead to later in the month, I also have to shout out that on Halloween night, Friday the 31st, we will be doing a special spooky one-shot with our guest GM, Mark of TGN and Other Things Here fame. We will be playing some Delta Green, I believe. If you're looking for some more cool stuff about just the state of board games and tabletop gaming, you should follow Tabletop Today TV on YouTube. This is a new venture that our own Thomas and James are hosting. It is providing you news, reviews, and all kinds of behind-the-scenes looks at everything board games and tabletop games. It's a really fun time. Get in now on the ground floor, aka please get us to those 100 subscribers so we can make sure we get the custom URL, and then get us even more subscribers. It's going to be great stuff. It's super fun. Please join that. Normally, this is when we would go into our After Dark where we talk about secrets, but because the entire first half of this was casually talking about secrets and doing kind of meta stuff, we are not going to do it tonight. Also, several people have like 7 a.m. calls and I need to let them go home. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back next week. We will have all of the classics. There will be After Darks. There will be bits involved. There will be so many cool things. Again, if you are not a member of our Patreon and you want all of the behind-the-scenes secrets, please consider joining. Even if you can't join our Patreon, please leave a comment on one of our socials, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our podcasts, and leave us a review. Any of those things. We love and appreciate the support so much, and I'm going to stop talking so that Ren can go home and sleep.
Go sleep.
Slip.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.